Give me 1 second. It's asking me a question. Hey, Paige, are you there?
You get your office worked on.
Paige, are we live on Facebook? Because it's saying that it couldn't go live on LinkedIn. So I just want to see. It looks like we're live.
Yeah, you're live on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, fantastic. Just wanted to make sure. Awesome. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate everyone for joining us today for our Winners Wednesday. I know we've built up a lot of anticipation for today's call, so super, super excited. Shane, we had you on a couple weeks ago, and you shared your story. You were very transparent with us, and I think that connected with a lot of agents that are currently in the market, whether they're new agents or experienced agents. So we appreciate you sharing your story. And now I'm very excited to announce your new partner, Mr. Colby Martin. Good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Doing great, doing great. Thank you so much.
Good.
Um, so, so Colby, I know that you're certainly a big deal, and we're excited to not only connect with you, but now be in business together and partner and build this massive global organization. So, before we kind of get started, do you mind giving everyone just a brief overview about you and your background in the real estate space and where you're from?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank y'all for having me. I'm definitely excited to be here. I got into real estate here in Oklahoma. I'm in the southeast part of Oklahoma. Poto is where I'm from actually, and where I still live. I got in 2016. I had owned restaurants previously, got out of that industry, and moved into real estate. So started that here in Poto in 16, and to kind of find my right fit here, I ended up with a local brokerage, not just a locally owned. We did pretty well there, and then I had looked at expanding, wanted to do some bigger things, wanted to do a team, build a team of good quality, high producing agents, really. And so, a business partner in mine had looked at doing franchise setup, and we went with KW. We brought Keller to the Poto area, and of course had started a pretty large team. I definitely enjoyed that position. It is a lot of fun to me to kind of help people succeed on whatever level they like, and so we definitely had a lot of fun doing that. Built a pretty good team, and then obviously I had heard EXP multiple times. Mr. Shane there had definitely wouldn't let it stay out of my ear very long. And of course, the model kind of speaks for itself, especially if you are a producing agent. That there's a lot of benefits that come with it, and so couldn't get past it. And then obviously had been introduced to Micah and Moody and William and all the folks that have really kind of helped me feel right at home here, which really led to my switch when, of course, I just recently left Keller and went EXP all the way here, and we are up and running, trying to get the transition finalized. So I feel a little more comfortable, but very excited about EXP, what it has to offer, and kind of what we can do with some expansion plans, and trying to introduce some new things to our area as well.
Well, we know you've got some big goals, and we're certainly all excited to be in business with you and partner and help grow this together, which is one of the really cool things I think that's interesting about EXP is we're all united, right? Just want to give a quick shout out to Sarah. She said, "Hi, rock stars." Good morning, Sarah. Anybody watching this, please give us a little bit of love. If you have any questions for Shane or Colby, please go ahead and comment below. Shane, do you mind, for those that maybe missed your original interview, which we definitely recommend they go back and watch, it's on Facebook and YouTube, just give a brief introduction of yourself and then how you and Colby know each other.
Well, one, I got into real estate back in 2019, late 2019, going 20, December of 19. 2 college degrees, and just was tired working corporate, tired working for the man and making the man the money. And I knew God was calling me to do something more. I love coaching, I love inspirational speaking, motivational speaking, and I knew that eventually that's where I'm going to end up. And I got into real estate, and to be an entrepreneur, I've learned a lot about business, learning how to build a business. A lot of failures, but a lot of wins as well. And Sarah. It does have the highest hill in the world, Poto, Oklahoma.
I didn't
But
know that. So good to
yes,
know.
but when I got into real estate, I literally said I wanted to expand. I wanted to be able to be a CEO, basically kind of build a business, build a brand. And I knew although I live in Oklahoma City, I knew I wanted to expand back home. I have a ton of friends that I grew up with, and I love my people. I love my friends. I love, the people I grew up with. I love back home, and I wanted to be able to give back and do something, but show them after my accident, hey, I still can be successful and I'm still here to help, and that sort of thing. And I knew I didn't want to partner up with just anyone. I strategically was looking for someone that was like-minded, that believed in growth, that had the drive, that wanted to grow a business, but also one that runs a business the way Kobe does. He's got good integrity. He's working hard with his clients. He's always trying to give back to his agents and teach his agents. And that's what I knew I wanted to have there, boots on the ground there. I knew whomever it was I was going to partner up with to expand this thing, I wanted them to have what Kobe has. And I watched Kobe's numbers. I watched what he was doing. And, we would just talk every now and then. I was like, we should talk about partnering up sometime. And it took a bit for him to kind of, call me back one day. He just called me out of the blue and was like, let's talk about this partnering up EXP deal. What does that look like? Like what's your goal? What's your drive? And I just told him what my goals were. And we had a lot of similar goals of wanting to give back to agents and show agents there's a different way, and there's a different model, and there's a way that you can run a business and own your real estate, own the business, and multiple avenues of income coming in from the brokerage. Back home, it's not like here in the city where the average price range right now is 430,000. Back home, it may be, 185,000. That's a lot of real estate you have to sell to make the kind of productions someone wants to make there. Well, and I tried to explain to him, if we show your agents, if when you come to EXP, now you don't have to sell as much real estate, you can agent attract, but you can also mentor, and you can also do all these other things that EXP allows you to do to run a business. Now you can reach that goal that you have financially without having to sell 75 transactions of real estate down there.
Right. That's amazing. And like I said, you guys have shared your goals. And so I'm certainly excited. I think you're not only going to blow it up, in that part of the world, but I know you're looking at expansion in other states. And then Sarah, definitely, I learned something new today about it being the highest hill in the world. So that's amazing. So I'm excited to go visit one day. But so with that said, Colby, I mean, I know you've done several things throughout your career, as you've mentioned, the last one being part of a major franchise, Global Wide, which obviously Keller Williams is a great company. So it's probably, I know it was not an easy decision, rather, for you to join EXP. But before we kind of get into that, for those watching that really want to kind of follow your footsteps, what would you guys say has been the key to your success?
Well, the support that you guys have brought has been a lot of that. The folks that brought me, just because if I needed something, I always had somebody to go to. So that's been a big help. And really the process is pretty simple too. I mean, there's really nothing to the process. It's a very smooth transition. For me, it wasn't necessarily all that smooth, but it was all on me. The actual EXP process was incredibly smooth and simple. And
you had a lot going on, so we'll give you a little bit of credit
that you guys provided was definitely kind of key to help me get there and move along. You guys definitely rocked with me there for a long time, and dealt with a lot of my stuff. And so I definitely appreciate it. But that is really what made the transition smooth, was the support I had from all of you guys, and still do to this day. I mean, I've talked I talk to somebody every day that is in my upline, and that's a pretty big deal. So
That's great. So let's take a step back a little bit, Colby. I mean, I know Shane's been kind of knocking at your door for a little while now, but what really triggered that initial thought of you were going this direction, right? Maybe I should be going this direction. What triggered? Kind of walk us through that mindset process.
Okay. Kind of obviously, I love selling, listing and selling real estate. I do that regularly and fully support it. Love to have a team that does a lot of that. But me personally, I'm really into that agent attraction, the recruiting, kind of like Shane had said, building a company, something that I can work on rather than work in. And I do believe or work that really will kind of feed me multiple streams of revenue. My big plan would be the expansion and being able to bring EXP to like-minded agents like myself and some of the folks that are on my team. I really think that's what fired me up the most, was really there being no limits to this business in any side of it. I get rewarded off of revenue, which is a pretty big deal compared to what I came from. Nothing against that, but that system is a very different system. Revenue share is an incredibly exciting system for me.
And you're referencing the differences between people that are watching that don't know the difference in profit share and revenue share, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Profit share with KW versus revenue share with EXP. Very different. Okay. I don't guess I need to get into the differences on that, but really the getting paid off of revenue from every agent that's in our downline in any way is a big deal to me, especially when there's no limit on where we can bring those agents in at. And so I'm huge into travel. Okay, I love to travel, but I don't know how to not work either. So being able to travel and bring EXP to the places I love to go is a huge thing to me. And being able to receive, obviously, revenue share off of all of those agents' commission in those different areas is definitely a good motivating factor for me, because it lets me live the life I want to live and it funds the life I want to live. And that's the most exciting part to me, is I can truly dive into what I want to do and what I'm passionate about, and build what I want, what I see, and be rewarded for it in multiple ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you saying that. Like I said, Keller's a great company, but there are some differences between the profit share and the revenue share program. So if anyone's watching this, whether it's live or replay, I definitely recommend that they reach out to you.
For sure. I'll break that difference down. I'm happy to do that. It is a very, very different system,
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you were very heavily in the KW model, but let's kind of talk about, so everybody kind of starts through this evolution of real estate, right? You go from a single agent to you built a team to you went to ownership. What did that look like? I mean, at what point did you decide, Colby, to start building a team? And then now, of course, Shane is building an expansion team as well.
As well, really, I like to have that team just because I truly believe in success through people. I really don't think I could have ever hit the numbers or really reached my goals without people. So, and that was really from the get-go. I never really just intended to be a solo agent when I got into this industry, which I'm in a lot of different parts of this industry as well, with just different real estate investments, which obviously has benefited that too. But I never really thought to just be a solo agent. I always wanted to have either an office or a team. And the old school model, I knew it was going away. And because you can't really compete with some of this new stuff that's out. And when EXP comes into an area, they're definitely going to ruffle some feathers and change some mindsets of people. I didn't necessarily want to be on the other side of that is a big reason of why I wanted to move a team over to EXP is because I do believe I can try and have good retention with my people and all of that, but there's only so many times somebody like Shane can talk to you on your numbers, and that part of it just make too much sense. And then you bring into the team side and revenue share, which is the kind of icing on the cake for me. But so I always knew I was going to either have a team or an office. The team structure to me is a great setup just because really I could have a real estate company under the umbrella of someone different. With EXP, I just feel like there's a whole lot, there is a lot more value given to be under that umbrella for sure.
Not just for you though. And the thing that you and I have discussed is the exciting thing for me that I'm so stoked about this, bringing EXP to back home, is because like Micah says, you have equal opportunity, different results. So an agent that maybe on your downline or says, Mike or Kobe, hey, I want to talk to you about coming to EXP from whatever brokerage it is. They may have a friend of a friend, or they may have a friend that owns a brokerage, and they're like, well, tell me why you made the transition. And we sat down, they show them the model, and it makes sense to them. Next thing you know, that person could be making a heck of a lot more money than you. Equal opportunity, different results, and it allows everyone to be on the same level field. As far as where they go financially. Some of these brokerages out there, they're the true corporate companies because you have to work to get certain levels before you make an 80-20 split or before you get a 90-10 split or even a 70-30 split. Those are corporate companies. And when you get into real estate, you're an entrepreneur. That's why we get into real estate, to own our own business, to make a good living for our families and ourselves, but to be an entrepreneur. And so when I look at it and I look at the people back home, because they're like, wow, Shane, I get the phone calls. You've really done well for yourself. From going from a high school athlete to in the wheelchair to on a walker to 2 college degrees to having trouble getting, a job or, because of corporate company and due to the disability or whatnot. Real estate, you run a business and you're making a good living. Like, what are you doing? Can I get in real estate? I'm like, yeah, you can. But just know you're running a business now. It's 7 days a week. You're not clocking in, clocking out for someone else, but you're running your business. And sometimes that means 7 days a week, but you choose your time, but you set systems up for it to start working for you. And now you're running a business, and EXP allows these systems and gives us the systems to be able to run a business, but keeps everyone on the same level to where as EXP grows, we all grow.
Right. And if you're a team, if you're in a team, you can all build together. If you truly work like a team, you're all going to reach a different level of success. That's the pretty cool part to me about it is there's not really there's not so much there is a head of a team, but as far as labels or any of that go, but an entire team working together, you still have all of the same benefits, you still have the same cap, you still have all the same setup. And so if a team really, works together and blows it up, everybody on that team is going to reach a higher level, and there's not really going to be anybody left out. Or just not necessarily benefiting when the team benefits. Obviously there's different levels for everybody, but with this model, if the team is growing and building, everybody on the team is getting more value and more income, so it's there is truly no limits in it. And it puts it kind of back in our court where the teams have full control of your success and, of your limits if you set any for yourself. I don't have any, and so my numbers kind of look dumb to some people, but I truly believe we'll hit them pretty quick.
Well, remember, Colby, we made a deal to get you out to Puerto Rico, so we're going to start working on it.
Don't think that I don't remember.
I didn't forget either, so I'm
Right.
gonna get to it.
Good deal.
That's amazing. So for those that are watching, and if anybody has any questions, please feel free to go ahead and put them in the comment section. Colby, again, you were doing so well at your former brokerage. And I know, also another one of our partners is William Mahan, who's also in your organization and came formerly as a top producer from Keller Williams here in Oklahoma City. So what advice do you have to agents that are like, they think they know about EXP, maybe they've never really checked into it, they're kind of going off of just hearsay, and I have these conversations all the time. Well, I thought it was this, but it turns out it's actually this. And there's a lot, people like yourself that are moving over. It's turning heads. We have another big announcement this afternoon that's going to turn heads. So for agents that haven't looked at it yet, really learned about the model other than hearsay, what advice do you guys have for them?
I can definitely start on it. So I would say first and foremost, if somebody's talking to you about it, at least research it. Okay, whatever way that you can. But do yourself a favor and schedule a meeting with someone that knows EXP. Okay, that to me is really what made me pull the trigger. Okay, because I had the support of you guys. Okay, but I also had your knowledge, and you could explain everything to me in a very realistic way. Okay, from where I come from, recruiting is a very big thing too. But there's not necessarily, I don't feel like a lot of realism there in some of that, and so I got some real hardcore numbers and facts that can be proven. And I truly learned and understood how the system worked. Okay. And if you can get with somebody, of course, anybody with EXP can put you with somebody. Okay. But if you want to talk with me about EXP, I'm ready to go and I'll visit with you. But I can assure you, I'm going to connect you with the people that are on this screen with me, because they just have been there longer. Their knowledge of EXP is much more broad than mine. And so I would say, do yourself a favor and at least schedule a meeting with somebody who can explain EXP fully. And either way, it will still change your mind. Or at least change your mindset about the way that real estate works, especially the real estate sales business.
Absolutely. And I think that's wonderful advice, right? Because, it's important to make sure that you're getting the right information. And I always like to say one team, one dream. I know it sounds a little cliche, but that's truly what we're building here. We're all in this boat together.
Yesterday I met with two agents here at my office, and they're with other brokerages. And again, I keep telling them, it matters who you surround yourself with. There's a lot of EXP agents. There's a lot of Keller Williams agents. Not saying anything bad about Keller Williams. I personally will tell you straight up, I believe EXP is the best model for real estate for anyone that wants to run a business and be very successful and have an exit strategy. There's a lot of things that these two agents have heard. They're like, it's just so big, and I'm just worried, if I make the transition, if I'm going to have the support.
Yeah. Ask them if they have a retirement.
Guess what? No, this is the thing. I can tell you what I will do for you. I can't tell you what someone else will do for you, but I want to grow and I want to help agents grow. I love seeing other agents be successful and helping them get there. That's why I'm on phone calls teaching verbiage and scripts with agents that's not even with my brokerage nor underneath me. They may be with EXP, but some other broker, or they may be with another brokerage that's not EXP. And I'm still trying to help them to be successful and learn the verbiage because I want to bring value. I want to see other people grow as well. It makes me feel good for that. And so, to answer their question, I said, you know what? It matters. It matters who your sponsor is going to be. It matters who you're going to surround yourself with. There's a lot of EXP agents, but I'm not a lot of EXP agents. The reason why I chose to go under Williams, because William showed value. He wanted to put time into me and get me to where I'm at today. Same thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. The wheel's still working. The wheel's worked for me. I'm going to continue to do what Micah showed William. what we has shown his agents and myself, and what I've done for you, Colby, and you and I are going to bounce off. I don't know everything. You're going to teach me things. I want to teach you things. And then I'm going to share those things with our agents. And just with agents from back home, like you have, I'm here Monday morning Zoom calls. We are Black Label producers, have Monday morning Zoom calls at 10 a.m. every morning. Every agent that comes underneath you, other agents, you're welcome to hop on the Zoom call. We mastermind, we work together because we want to see one another be successful and succeed and grow.
Right.
Simple as that.
Aligned on that growth. Shane and I really aligned on the whole growth mindset really, really well. I do think that that is a connection that we had. We both have that same vision. I think we both enjoy number one, growth, but being a part of helping other people, helping our teams succeed to whatever level they want to succeed at.
Exactly.
That really kind of gets us going. So
exactly, because the more we make them successful, the more we're successful.
For sure.
I believe. And that's the reason why when you and I have discussed what we can show other agents there and show them a different way and a different model. And now you're not doing it by yourself. You got myself, you got William, you got Micah, help coaching and help wanting them to be successful and grow as well. EXP is not just about agent attracting. We still have to sell a heck of a lot of real estate in order to be able to grow and pay the way we do.
Absolutely.
And, so it's just not attract. We go sell. I know you sell a hell of a lot of real estate. I know sells a heck of a lot of real estate up here. I mean, Micah posted the numbers the other day, and I was like, "Ooh, those are some big numbers." There's no one else doing that. So tell me, EXP just recruits. No, EXP sells real estate as well. And we've got numbers.
Our real estate sales aren't going anywhere. We'll definitely be expanding on those.
Oh, I 100%.
Well, here's the really cool thing, guys, and you guys understand this, but when you really understand the revenue share model and the power of the revenue share model, you understand that we're a production company first and foremost. And so it's not just a numbers game, which is one of the biggest misunderstandings about EXP. So with that said, I mean, I know we touched on it just a little bit, but my last question here for you guys is, where are we going to see Colby and Shane in the next couple of years? I mean, what are some of your big, hairy, audacious goals that you're willing to share it?
I would just say that definite, very big expansion in Oklahoma and Arkansas right now, and then Southeast quite a bit. So from here to Southeast corner,
Northwest Arkansas.
Then I'd say the next couple of years. After that, we'll see. I'd like to.
I think next couple of years, I see
about either way.
Hey, within the year, Northwest Arkansas, all the way down to Muskogee, Oklahoma, or McAlester, Oklahoma, all the way to Durant, Oklahoma, and beyond.
Yeah, well, we're ready to rock in Oklahoma and Arkansas right now. We've
all
got.
I'm going to say is
our group can represent anybody in Oklahoma and Arkansas right now with people that we work with daily. So we are fully capable and ready to do Oklahoma and Arkansas, anything, listing, selling, representing anybody in those two states. We're ready to rock and roll right now. There will be some pretty cool things coming for sure. But we definitely plan to grow some really high standard real estate production teams with high morals, but being the best real estate sales team in the region, and then move that to every city that we go to.
Watch us or join us. That's all I'm going to say. Watch us or join us.
Yeah,
two options.
Yeah, we can make it pretty easy for you to join us.
Speaking of, if agents are watching this live or maybe a later recording, or even if they're not in Oklahoma and Arkansas, we can certainly talk to agents all over the United States and 22 countries that EXP is currently in. What is the best way for them to reach out to both of you?
Hey, for me, it's of course you can hop on Facebook anytime, but my direct cell phone 918-839-7825. Call, text anytime. I'm always ready to talk.
Again,
Love it.
Facebook 405-230-0161. Text, even if you just want questions answered. I'm here to answer the questions and show you the numbers and show you the difference between where you're at and where you could be.
Oh yeah.
Well, I love it. Thank you guys so much. I know this has been, in the making, and Colby, we know you're super busy and have had a lot going on. So we certainly appreciate you jumping on here. And Shane, appreciate you jumping on here and then sharing your story a few weeks ago as well. So I'm excited. We definitely need to put something together, and I'll come down and put an event together and continue to help add value to all the agents. So
We'll do that. Introduce you to the highest hill.
there you go. I'm going to go on the top of this hill. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get up there. There you go.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. And like I said, I will be back this afternoon for another big announcement on Facebook Live. Thank you guys so
Look
much.
forward to it. Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.